Alrighty, guys, we are live, and today we're going to talk about how to lower your cortisol naturally. Okay, so I want to welcome any new viewers that are watching this today. My name is Mike. I'm a physician assistant. I graduated from Texas Tech University, and one of my biggest passions is learning how to manage stress and lower cortisol naturally. So, this video is not going to be about any medical advice. It's not going to be about how to treat things. This is just some observations that I've learned over the years for myself and for some of my patients. So, why does this matter? So, cortisol is a body's primary stress hormone. And it is, even though it's essential in small amounts, overdoing it, being overly stressed can lead to things like weight gain, anxiety, fatigue, and other serious health issues. So, if you guys have any questions about anything, please put them in the chat box below. I will do my best to answer them for you. So we're going to go over a couple of things today, and answer your guys' answer some of your guys' questions. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions about anything, please put them in the chat box. I'll do my best to answer them for you. All right, so let's see here. So what is cortisol? Cortisol is a hormone, and it is produced by the adrenal glands. Again, this helps with energy, it helps with metabolism, it helps with immune response. But if it's chronically high, this can be bad for health. So, some signs of high cortisol, it's not always true, but for the most part, some things you can see and feel are fatigue, weight gain, especially in belly fat. You have some sleep problems. You'll have anxiety and mood swings. You'll have some brain fog. Those are some of the most common signs of chronically elevated cortisol. What are some natural ways to lower your cortisol? So some natural ways, of course, is, we hear it all the time, but it's very, very true, is getting better sleep. So you want to aim for about 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. You want to really reduce that screen time before bed, because a lot of the blue light activates your brain. And so if you have the blue light on with loud noise, that's going to be stimulating to your brain, and then it's going to be hard for you to fall asleep and stay asleep. So try to reduce the screen time at night. That's really going to help. Another thing you can also do, that I do personally, is try some magnesium or chamomile tea. Magnesium works wonderful. I've been taking it for years. I used to work at a supplement store, and that's kind of where I got introduced to magnesium. And I've been taking it for years, and it really helps me to kind of get sleepy, but also to stay asleep if I wake up again later on in the evening. If I need to use the restroom or wake up for whatever reason, it's easier for me to fall back asleep. So that's another big tip. That's why magnesium is becoming so popular right now, because people are realizing that magnesium really helps to reduce stress, anxiety, and help to sleep. So that's one thing that I use daily. Another thing as well, guys, is regular exercise, but not too intense. Things like walking, yoga, some light strength training. Of course, regular weight training is also great, but you want to avoid overtraining, because that can also spike cortisol, and that can cause further issues down the road. The other thing too is getting some sunlight exposure and getting out in nature. So the sun, of course, we all know, when we're outside in the sun, we all have a better mood, and that's also going to help to set our circadian rhythm, which is our sleep-wake cycle. So if you try to get out in the morning, get out in the sun a couple minutes in the morning, that's going to help to set your circadian rhythm throughout the day, which will help you to sleep better at night. Also, walking in nature. Forest walks have been shown to lower stress hormones. So I don't know if it's something. There was a paper, I think, that mentioned something about like the green color of the trees, also the smell of the forest itself can be very relaxing. The same thing with rain. So there's something in rain that when we smell it or we're in contact with it, it helps to lower the stress hormones as well, which is pretty cool. And of course, having your nutrition right, guys. We want to make sure that we're eating well-balanced meals. We're not skipping meals, because skipping meals can also increase cortisol and adrenaline. So I'm sure some of you guys have been out at the grocery store walking around, and you haven't eaten for a couple hours, and you've been a little bit stressed, and then you're walking around at the grocery store, and then all of a sudden you feel very jittery. You feel your blood sugar dropping. you feel very jittery, you break out in a cold sweat, you feel very agitated, that's cortisol and adrenaline spiking up to raise your blood sugar. So, try not to skip meals. I know there's a big, fasting wave out there and intermittent fasting and all this kind of stuff, guys, but that's only for certain types of individuals. It's not for everyone. So make sure you find what works best for you and try to eat well-balanced meals. Don't just do pure protein. Don't just do pure carbs. Don't just do pure fat. Try to do a combination of the foods, have some proteins, carbs, and fats with every meal. That will help to stabilize your blood sugar throughout the day and make sure you don't run into those blood sugar dips and spike the cortisol. So that's another thing too, guys. There's some other supplements that I like personally. I know a lot of people like ashwagandha, but I'm not a big fan of ashwagandha, to be honest with you. I've tried it before. I think for me personally, makes me a little bit depressed. What I like better than ashwagandha is something called rhodiola. So we've already talked about magnesium. Rhodiola is another supplement I use every once in a while, and some of my patients also use with good success. It'll help to modulate how much the cells use of the cortisol. So it is a good cortisol modulator. Another one too that's kind of becoming kind of popular is L-theanine. So L-theanine and caffeine work really good together. So sometimes caffeine by itself alone, without any food or nutrients, can cause adrenaline spike, cortisol spike. But taking it with L-theanine kind of smooths it out. It helps to also increase dopamine, which is also pretty cool. Get you feeling a little bit better. Another thing too, guys, that I use every single day that I've used for years now is either meditation or breathing exercises. So those two things are game changers for me. Depending on the morning, if I wake up super stressed, if I feel like I didn't sleep good enough, I'll do a 5-10 minute meditation in the morning before getting up. If I don't feel like meditating, I'll do some breathing exercises. Sometimes I'll do breathing exercises throughout the day as well, especially if it's been a very stressful day. I'll take some time for myself, a couple of minutes, and just do some breathing exercises that'll really help to bring down the stress response. Another thing that we kind of take for granted, guys, is, socializing a little bit more with friends and family. I know sometimes friends and family can be difficult, but, trying to hang around your friends and family that are energetic, that are high energy, that you can laugh with, you can joke with. Try to spend more time with those people. That also has shown to lower cortisol. And then another big one, guys, is journaling and gratitude. So having gratitude for every single thing that happens in your life, whether it's good or bad. Always flipping the perspective of, even if whatever it is, if it's a bad thing for you, try to flip it and have some gratitude for it and look at it in a different perspective will also lower your cortisol and stress. And having a journal. So a journal of either a gratitude journal, or you can also use a journal to write out the things that you don't like or don't want, and just getting that out of your brain onto paper seems to also help as well. So these are some tips, guys. I hope that it helps. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them for you. And we will do one of these lives sometime in the future again. And I hope that you guys found this valuable. So you guys take care. Have a good day.